meeting place at the meeting place. And so I know how valuable your time is. So I want to jump right on in. But if you're here, let me know you're here so I can make sure that I comment to your comments and let you know that I am listening. This is a conversation. I'm Michelle O'Neill, your boundary strategist, your facilitator of more, and your purposeful life strategist. And today we want to talk about self-care. Well, in honesty, what I really want to talk about is self-wellness. And a lot of people think self-wellness and self-care are the exact same thing. But I'm here to tell you that they are different. Self-care really deals with the external, taking care of things when you're in the midst of, you're stressed out, so you do some activity or something to help you during that. And so it's really about putting a Band-Aid on the issue. Kind of like when you have the flu, there's no real cure. And let me say right now, I am not a doctor, so don't think that I'm giving you medical advice. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times we think that we're taking a medication and it's going to cure whatever the problem is. But in all reality, all it's doing is alleviating that symptom for that time. And that's what self-care is. Self-care alleviates whatever that symptom is that we're trying to get rid of, but only for a period of time. So if we're stressed out and we go to the spa or whatever, then all that's gonna do is remove that stress for a time, but let something else happen. It's going to come back again. It's treating the symptom of stress. And I'm not saying that self-care isn't good. It is good for us. We do need to take time for self-care. But is it going to cure the big issue of your frustrations and your stress? And how do you take care of things ahead of time? That's self-wellness. Self-wellness is taking care of things before they're happening. It's having that optimal health and well-being of yourself, is making sure that you're doing the things and creating the habits and daily activities so that when things do come up, that you're prepared for them and you're able to deal with them better. That's self-wellness. And so where is self-wellness showing up in our lives? It's kind of like our bodies, right? When one part hurts, it affects other parts of your body. Let's say you have a problem with one eye and you can't see out of one eye, then things start happening where the other eye starts shifting and making concession for the things that the other eye can't do. It starts overworking, and so now that eye starts getting tired. You start getting a headache because of the strain on your body and the stress and strain of using those optimal muscles that or nerves that you didn't have to use in the past, or all this stuff is happening. Now you have a headache and now you're feeling bad and all this stuff is starting to happen in your body. Well, that's what happens when we don't do self-wellness and self-care. We need to take care of things beforehand, because if something is wrong in any area of our lives, self-wellness does a checkup and takes care of us in our personal lives, in our physical lives, in our mental, in our social, in our intellectual, in every aspect of our lives. We need to have a plan for wellness. What are we doing to protect our minds, our emotions? How are we handling emotions? Have we learned ways to best deal with our emotions when they come up, when we're feeling a certain way? Can we actually articulate the things that we are feeling and to the others and let them know exactly how we're feeling, and maybe even how they are contributing to some of those things that we're feeling, or how we're interpreting what they're saying to us, and it is creating these feelings. Are we talking about our body? Are we taking care of our body? Are we doing the eating that will help us have that optimal health? Are we doing the exercise that will keep us moving and limber and have that mobility that we need, that optimal state that we need for our physical bodies. Are we doing those things? Are we doing the things intellectually that will help us, like reading, doing puzzles, studying, anything that will keep our mind sharp? Are we listening to podcasts, watching this live right here? Are we doing the things to sharpen our minds, to continually learn? Are you in a book club or anything? How are you creating a plan of wellness for your life? And so that's what I want you to start thinking about as you move forward. It's not just self-care, but it's how are you creating a wellness for your life moving forward? How are you creating a wellness for your life socially? You have to actually do a assessment of those who you allow to speak into your life. Do every 90 days or at least twice a year, every 6 months. How are the people in your lives affecting you? Is it a positive influence or is it a negative influence? And how do you want to move forward with that person moving forward? So these are all ways to make sure that we have a plan in place to make sure that we're at our optimum wellness so that we can be there and help others along the way. Our mental health. What are you allowing in? Who are you allowing to speak in your life? And how are you dealing with, like I said, your emotions? How are you dealing with your thoughts? How are you allowing yourself to let what I've just learned recently, which I thought was so cool, is the way someone talked to me about limited beliefs, and they said they're outdated beliefs. Because what they are things that we believed that aren't necessarily true anymore. So are you assessing those things in your life to make sure that your mental health, your thoughts are current and true? Because when you deal with self-wellness, you're not just surviving from day to day, but in taking care of yourself, you are now thriving. Wellness is strength-based. It's like when we go to the gym. One of the things that I thought was so mind-boggling is when you concentrate on the thing that you want to build up, that's when you have the greatest growth. So what are you concentrating on now? How are you building that wellness in your life? So start creating a plan for you in each area of your life. What do I want to do for myself to strengthen myself physically? To make sure that I am the best vessel that I can be to carry out the purpose that is ordained for my life. How can I do that? How can I make sure that I am in the best emotional and mental state to deal with life throws at me? How do I handle these things? And what things can I put in place to handle them better? That, my friend, is self-wellness. Look, I could go on and on about this, and I'd love to talk to you more about this. So hit me up in the comments. If you have any questions, shoot me your questions and I'll answer it for you. If it's private, we'll answer it in the DM, but if you'd like to share that question with everyone, let me answer it, because let me tell you, sometimes the very question that you have is a question that someone else has and is able to benefit them too. So let's talk about self-wellness. Let's talk about the way to build the life that is optimal in health for you moving forward. And I'm not just talking about physical health. Until next time, I can't wait to see you next week in the meeting place where we have those honest conversations. Again, I'm Michelle O'Neill. Talk to you soon. Take care.